it should honestly it should not get as big as what it did.
To
Cool,
to
you know.
me, especially as like a Siege player, if you play Siege console, you would know the top 1% is pretty much all keyboard and mouse users, and that's cheating. Just in case you guys out there, the top 1% that end up somehow seeing this and you're using a keyboard and mouse on console, you're cheating. I want you to know that.
Hey, is it? Listen,
It
I deal with the same shit in Destiny. There's
so
hella people who use
yeah,
keyboard and mouse on console, but hey,
it's to me it's different if it's supported. Keyboard and mouse on Fortnite is on console is supported. It's not cheating because it's allowed. Anybody can do it. Anybody
yeah,
can plug up a. But on console, you have to go out your way to buy a Zim. So
mhm,
it tricks the controller and it tricks the console into thinking you use a controller when you use a keyboard or mouse. So that's already an advantage. And then your keyboard and mouse also has aim assist. So
hey,
I face cheaters. I face cheaters. There's cheats in Warzone that they're giving out on free on Reddit. The
yeah,
cheats literally let you shoot through walls.
yeah,
Um, aimbot. I wouldn't be surprised if some streamers, because apparently now there's cheats where it does it in OBS. Cheats can overlay. So instead of it being on your screen, like being installed in the game files, it's just an overlay in OBS. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of those people are just using cheat overlays and are walling or has a soft aimbot. So
Yeah.
to me, it just a slight increase in a drop rate. Dude didn't turn on aimbot and said, "All right, I'm about to head out," and just drop 60. Like it
hey,
didn't happen. So it's blown out of proportion way too much. I don't. It's not that serious, but
yeah.
the
Yeah.
bigger you are, the more hate you get.
For sure. And then next we have Summit1G talking about how he's getting swatted all the time. How are we feeling about that?
I feel like they should if they're getting swatted, they need to not. In my personal opinion, they give those people more power the more they talk about it on social media or on shit like that because it's like if they feel like if they keep saying and bitching and complaining about getting swatted, don't get me wrong, don't fucking swat people because there's a hefty fucking jail time for it. But um, the more they complain about getting swatted, it's just gonna keep on happening. Like
Yeah,
that shit's entertaining for whoever the fuck is doing this
Yeah,
fucking work.
especially when somebody's streaming, hey, let's swat him right now.
Yeah,
I think it's funny just and I kind of wonder how it's handled. I wonder if somebody's answering the door or if he's always answering the door. And this goes to like all content creators that get swatted, but like just buy like a sign and put it on your front door. Currently streaming at I'm probably getting swatted if you're here. Like that shit would be so funny um for a cop to like come
I
out
I
and
know
then
I do, but I do know most content creators or the big ones. They'll actually contact their local police departments and be
yeah.
like, "Yo, if y'all get a call, just go to Twitch and I'm right here." Like it's gotten to that point, but I think if that's his issue, if someone's issue is really that bad, for him to just call his local police department
hey, just move.
and be like, "Yo," I mean, yeah, but if you move, you got to keep calling police department. I mean, I would move too, but like, yo, this is what I do. This is who I am. If this happens, just know nothing crazy's happening.
Yeah.
I don't. I think it was Poseidon. Poseidon. Somebody did it, but I'm like, honestly, that's pretty smart. If you're a big content creator, even if you've never been swatted before, it is a very good idea to call your local law enforcement offices and tell them, XYZ. Now, the only thing with that is you don't want to have another EDP situation, but for you do want to create some type of safety net so it can't just keep happening, along with not keep promoting it because if somebody's getting off on your negative emotions and feedback, they're going to keep doing it no matter what. So you want to
Yeah.
limit the exposure of them getting. You want to make them not get the reaction that they want while also creating a safety net for the back end. I mean,
Yeah,
that's really all it is for swatting. I mean, if you're swatting, he said it himself. You suck as a human being. So it sucks that people are like that. But he should definitely talk to his local police department, local law enforcement, and then I would just stop talking about it. If I'm him, I would just whatever, you
Yeah,
know.
because I mean, like once they,
So
because okay, if he's streaming, police officer shows up or something like that, all that's gonna happen is they're gonna look like they're gonna do what they're gonna go in, look around, and be like, you can easily explain to them like, hey, this has been happening, blah blah blah. Like you said, call the police department after that, let them know like, hey, this is probably going to keep happening because now people know my address, and then boom, it gets resolved and stuff like that. But no, it's a shitty. It honestly, getting swatted is a shitty
Yeah,
situation.
all around it's a shitty
yeah,
situation. Nobody one
yeah,
should
it
be going
sucks.
out of their way and doing it, but at the same time, it's good that there are countermeasures like calling the local police department, even putting a sign out there and depending on if you live alone or not, if you have somebody else, have them answer the door and be like, "Hey, he's just streaming right now. I don't know why you're being called." Been doing this for the last 20 minutes, hours on end, and whatever the case is. But um, it's good there's countermeasures to that because it is unfortunate at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, I think
I
the
agree.
biggest contributing to swatting is doxing, but that's whatever. Speaking of doxing though, isn't the next one about Nick Mercs?
Yeah, it is.
Hey, there you go.
So Nick Mercs said he'll box for that 20-25 mil
Man, I will sit
profit.
here and box Nick Mercs, but I don't see a man
Yeah,
who goes around attacking small YouTubers actually going into the ring. But that's just me.
first
You
off,
think you could
Nick
take
Mercs
Nick?
got boxed by
No,
his
hey,
head.
listen.
Yeah.
Just like
First
how
off,
the
Nick.
YouTuber, just like how in the YouTuber versus TikTokers boxing, what was it? It was like they sat down and talked. Literally, everyone just said they would only do the boxing for the money. Like, let's be honest, everybody who goes in there to do those boxing events are just doing it for money.
I'm gonna be honest. I think Nick Mercs would lay you out.
Hey, listen, he can do what he wants.
Bro, Nick,
Listen. I will
look,
sit
Nick.
there and let myself get punched just for the 20,000.
20,000, you'd be
Yo,
getting the
can I tell you?
$100.
Yo,
Be like, here
yo,
you go.
look,
Hey,
Okay, I'm hundred
appreciate
dollars
it.
I
richer.
look. I tell you what. Okay, Nick Merckx got punched in the head by his headset and got a dent. Okay, I'm pretty sure a lot of people could take on Nick Merckx. I don't think it's going to be a very hard fight. Dude literally sits down probably at his computer for at least 16 to 20 hours a day.
Hey,
At least 16 hours. Editing videos, times streaming, times.
He's a pretty big dude
Uh,
though, from what I'm seeing.
Yo, look, man, it's like Deontay Wilder versus Nick Fury, bro. Just because he's big don't mean shit. Like
right.
that's just how I see it, man. Like
Yeah, but have you met this dude?
I don't
He's about to
look.
get
It
pieced
doesn't matter.
up.
Look, if you can't eat, look, if you can't actually box, it don't matter. You can be a big person, but if you can't fight, it's a lot of weight for no reason. A
Nah,
lot of
fair
people
enough,
will
fair
tell you that.
enough.
You know what I mean? Like if you can't fight, then you know what I mean. Like you can't fight. So.